College football is expected to have 3 new additions to the game that we love so much. How do we feel about this? Got some mixed emotions. One that we definitely don't think should be added to the game. We'll talk about it right now, but first things first. If you are a college football junkie, welcome home. Open arms. We're glad to have you here. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel because we talk college football every single day of the year, and we are fortunate, grateful, and lucky to do so. So would love to have you a part of this community. Make sure you're locked in. Again, the best way to do that is making sure you're subscribed. So the fact of the matter is Ross Dellinger of Yahoo Sports is reporting that college leaders are expected to finalize some recommendations to college football. 3 to be exact. The 3 are: 1, helmet communication for one member of the team on the field. So to put it simply, if you're the quarterback on the field, you got a coach radioing into you, telling you what he's seeing on the field. It cuts off, if it's keeping in line with the NFL model, at the 15-second mark on the play clock. That's recommendation number 1. Second recommendation, we get some technology on the sideline and at halftime. A tablet, if you will. You know, one of those Surfaces or an iPad, whatever tablet you want to use or whatever tablet that your team adopts, you can then watch a play that just happened from the drive before on the sideline, and you can also watch it in the locker room at halftime. Okay? The third now, and this one, we're going to have a little come to Jesus moment here in a few minutes on this segment. The 2-minute warning. Like you see in the NFL, 2-minute warning being added to the end of the fourth quarter and obviously the end of the second quarter, so at the end of the first half and at the end of the game. Okay. We'll start with helmet comms. Matt Rule, Nebraska Cornhuskers head coach, was all over this. He was saying, listen, coaches vote no on having helmet communication for their quarterback or their linebacker on defense because they don't want to have to coach them. Right? Like that's pretty fair. I mean, honestly, if you are going out there with signals and you're walking out there as a quarterback having the play signaled into you, you don't have the necessary extra set of eyes that you would if your coach is radioing into you and he says, hey, I see the safety. Let's go out there and flip this play to that play. You can make so many more adjustments in real time. And so what Matt Rule said when he was asked about this during the season in the wake of the Michigan saga that was going on with the Connor Stallion stuff, he's saying, like, yes, it's something we have at the NFL level, and honestly, there's a reason why these kids are having as many points scored in these games as we are, because quite frankly, they're more unprepared than they are at other levels. So I think this makes a lot of sense. The part of me that doesn't love it is it's an NFL kind of style of thing. Not a big fan of it, but again, I think this is probably, you can make a case for this because the whole Connor Stallions thing that happened with Michigan this past season, I think this installment, having the helmet-to-helmet communication or the helmet communication from a radio from a coach, it's going to make it a lot more difficult to steal signs. You might you might not even have the chance to steal signs because there might not be any signs to steal with how this whole thing looks going forward. Texas Tech used this in their bowl game. They loved it. They said the benefit was if you're a quarterback, I don't have to look over to the sideline mid, pre-snap read and get a call from a coach. I can just look at the corners, the safeties, the linebackers, all that, evaluate the defense, and hear, hey, my coach is in my ear saying, hey, check to insert whatever play you want to check to there. So that's the benefit of it, okay? I like that. Tablets on the sideline. If I had to pick one that I was most in favor of when it comes to these 3 recommendations, this would be number 1 for me because, we have tablets on the sideline at high school games. At high school games. Juniors and seniors in high school are watching their tape back from the drive before, but we can't have Ohio State and Michigan do that? That makes no sense. This was always probably the way that this should have gone. This was always the way that we were trending in college football. So I think this is the one where it's like, okay, you probably got that one right. This isn't a massive change to the gameplay. It just allows you to have a better handle on what happened the play before. And also, if we're talking about preparing these guys for the NFL, I think this is going to be in rhythm for these quarterbacks when they get to the league. Like, they'll have a good gauge for their sideline process. They won't have to acclimate the same way that they would right now going from college to the pros. So I think that's a good thing. But here's where we will get on our soapbox. The recommendation for a 2-minute warning to be installed to college football like it is at the NFL level, do you think we're stupid? Do you think we don't see what's going on here? You can spin this any way you want to. It's good for the game. It's going to make it more exciting. It makes those final drives more fun. Shut up. Don't try and sell me your just lies. Don't try and tell me those things. What it actually is a chance for you to have more game breaks to then get what? More commercials equal more money. This is a greed play. There is not a soul that has ever existed that loves college football with every fiber of their being and said, man, I really just wish they would install the 2-minute warning like they have in the NFL to college football. Nobody's asking for that. Same way we feel about the college football playoff. We love college football because it's college football, not because it's the NFL. If we wanted to enjoy the Sunday game, then we would enjoy the Sunday game the same way. You'll notice now, very few college football diehards have the same amount of passion for the college game as they do the professional game. That's not saying they don't watch it, they don't enjoy it. Heck, I'm an Atlanta Falcons fan. I hope we go draft Jaden Daniels. That'd be awesome for the franchise. But I'm not living and dying with the Falcons the way that I would live and die with the Cornell Big Red. All right? That's just, there's a difference. There's a very big difference there. The games are different. It's different sports. So you adding in commercial breaks and trying to make the college football game more like the NFL game, nobody's asking for that. Now, hear me loud and clear. There will be times where, as a fan, the 2-minute warning is going to benefit your team. All right? You're going to have 2 timeouts. You won't have to burn one on your final drive because you'll get that extra baked-in timeout. There's times where it's going to benefit your team. But because it situationally benefits your team, it can also hurt your team. The overall thought here is it's bad for the game because it's stripping away what's made college football, unique from the NFL. So I'm not a fan of this. If we had to just have all of them or none of them, I would have none of them. Just full transparency. The more that we try and make college football like the NFL, makes me cringe a little bit. Tablets make sense. Helmets, I see the logic. 2-minute warning, trying to pull a fast one. It is what it is, but those are our thoughts on it. Hey, get at me on Twitter and Instagram. Let me know how you feel about these. For them, against them, for some of them, hate one of them. That's how we feel. All right, love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Gonna keep this party rolling, and we will see y'all next time. Hey y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.